Ladies and gentlemen, wonderful people, this is Call of Duty Fanatics. Welcome back to another Call of Duty report, guys. And before you start roasting me because I'm playing X-Defiant, I just have to say you that I just needed to get away and relax for a moment and just rest my brain from that Omni movement crap that we had in a Black Ops 6 beta. Unfortunately, it's only one day and then the beta comes again, so more people will test it, more people will try it, so we will have more discussions about what's to come and to see have they improved any of the current issues that community was crying about and talking about it the last few days. But today, guys, today we are diving into some shocking truths about Call of Duty. You might never look at the game the same way again after you hear this, actually. We've all had those moments playing Call of Duty when it feels like the matchmaking is rigged, right? And I spoke a few times about that. It turns out Activision's reasons for their matchmaking system and the state of the game might not be what they say it is. In fact, it's all just a simple cover-up. So grab your tinfoil hats, guys, because we are about to uncover the real story behind Call of Duty's matchmaking, why it feels like a mess, and how it all ties back to one thing: money.
First of all, congratulations, Mr. Krabs.
Hello, I like money.
So let's start with the obvious. Call of Duty's matchmaking sucks, and that's a fact that nobody can deny. Players are frustrated, the game feels way too competitive, and sometimes it feels downright unfair. It's like the game is rigged to make you lose. Activision, however, claims that their matchmaking system is designed to create the best possible experience for everyone. They call it skill-based matchmaking, or notoriously known as SBMM, guys, and say it's there to keep the game fun for both new and experienced players. They argue that without SBMM the game would die because only skilled players would stick around. But what if I told you that's just a smokescreen? Activision isn't really concerned about making the game fun at all. They have a hidden agenda, guys. So what's the real reason behind SBMM? Despite what Activision says, their main goal isn't to keep everybody happy. It's to keep players hooked and spending money. Here's the thing. Activision argues that games without SBMM lose players because it's not fun for everyone. But if that were true, how did Call of Duty thrive for years before SBMM was even a thing? From 2003 to 2012, games like Modern Warfare and Black Ops had minimal matchmaking system. Matches were only and mostly based on ping, not skill, and those were some of the best years of Call of Duty franchise. The player base was massive and the games were beloved. So why change all of this setup?
God, please, no! 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 No!
Remember the days of Call of Duty from 2003 and 2012. This was, we can freely say, the golden age of Call of Duty. Games were fun, players were happy, and the community was extremely strong. There was no heavy SBMM. You could join a match and play with people of all skill levels. Sure, you have good games and bad games, but overall it was about fun and getting better. If those games did so well without SBMM, why does Activision insist it's necessary now? Their argument that similar systems were used in older titles is simply not true, and they are just a bunch of liars. If those games used SBMM like they do today, the community would have noticed and there would have been a backlash. And I'll just remind you guys that recently one of the former Call of Duty developers from the times that I just mentioned said that that's an absolute BS bullshit and there was no skill-based matchmaking system at all in their games. The truth is, Activision is pushing SBMM not for player satisfaction, but for profits. They are terrified of losing their player base to other games. Now, look at how they reacted to games like X-Defiant and the H2M mode. These games offered experiences similar to the old-school Call of Duty with minimum SBMM. Instead of letting them be, Activision tried to shut them down. They dropped trailers and teasers around the same time. For example, X-Defiant was gaining attention, and they even changed the name of their next Call of Duty game to interfere with its marketing. Now, I'm talking about Black Ops 6, guys. All relevant data and all relevant data mined information. We're saying that the next installment of Call of Duty will be called Call of Duty Black Ops Gulf War. But given the fact that for some reasons Activision just got scared of absolutely everything, they were calling the shot on nostalgia in changing the name to Black Ops 6.
What? What the?
So with all being said, why would they do that if they truly believed SBMM was what players wanted? So here's the kicker. SBMM isn't about keeping players happy. It's about making money. Activision's real agenda is to drive microtransactions, guys. When players are frustrated by tough matches, they're more likely to buy items to feel like they have an edge. The more you struggle, the more likely you are to spend money on things like skins, weapons, and battle passes, bundles, the full palette of it. It's a clear strategy, but it's also manipulative. They've turned Call of Duty into a money-making machine at the expense of the players' enjoyment. And this is all being driven not by developers, guys, but for money-hungry managing pigs that are running those companies now. And I have to tell you also one more thing, guys. These guys that are running these companies, they have no clue about the gaming. They have no clue about the Call of Duty. They have no clue about the history. They only have clue about the equations and numbers. And that's why they're here.
Damn!
So what does this mean for us, the players and the community? It means that every time we get frustrated with the Call of Duty, every time we'll feel like the game is rigged. That's by design and automatically like that. Activision doesn't care if we are having fun. And that's a fact. They care if we are only spending money. They've created a system where the game isn't about the skill or enjoyment, it's all about profits. If you're tired of feeling manipulated, the best thing you can do is not to fall into this trap. So be mindful of how much you're spending and question whether the game is worth it. Now, guys, I'm not telling you what to do with your money. If you want to give all of your money you have to Activision, by all means, be my guest. The only thing I'm trying to do over here is to give you additional information so you can make an informative decision when buying things from Activision. Because this Activision and their studios, they're not even 10% what they used to be. The new people are running the show, and as I said before, it's only about the money. Now, guys, before we wrap up this topic, I was playing X-Defiant for a few rounds just to, you know, refresh myself and relax for a change. And I will tell you one thing. X-Defiant does not have skill-based matchmaking system. Their matchmaking system is only if you turn on or turn off the crossplay, and if you want to have matchmaking and as a condition for what kind of controllers you're using. Are you on a controller or are you on a mouse and keyboard? That's the only matchmaking, but you can turn it off or on, so it's a free will or a choice. And I'm gonna tell you one thing, guys. Some matches I was absolutely smashing everybody, having 20, 30, 40 kills without no issues at all. Some matches I couldn't do anything because I was paired up with the players who are, I don't know, level 150, 120, 130, which is absolutely crazy, guys. So, as I said, I had a lot of fun these few rounds that I played, and I'm gonna continue playing to see how this thing will unwrap in the future. I know that X-Defiant doesn't have too much of a player base at the moment, but overall the most important thing is that I had a lot of fun. Thanks for sticking around till the end, guys. If this opened your eyes about what's really going on with Call of Duty, leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think SBMM is good for the game, or is just all a big scam to get us to spend more money? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into Call of Duty. And until next time, my fellow Verdansk citizens, I wish you all the best and stay frosty.